It's a beautiful morning for an omelet by the river, so I'm going to cook some breakfast right down by the river this morning, and I'm going to grab a few things from the garden. The garden looked kind of bare, but I think I can find some chives here. I have some asparagus coming up, so I'll grab a spear of this, and then in my front garden I have some spinach growing, and this overwintered under a lot of snow, so it really took off and started growing in the spring, so that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to chop the asparagus on the diagonal into bite-sized pieces. I'll also go ahead and chop the spinach and the chives. I'm only going to make a 2-egg omelet, and so I'm using a very large pan because I'm not going to flip this omelet. I want it to be nice and soft and creamy. So on medium-low heat, I'm going to go ahead and melt this half a tablespoon of unsalted butter. And now I'm going to cook my filling. I also had some mushrooms which I sliced. So I have about 2 mushrooms here. I sliced those. We'll give them a little bit of salt. And I'll go ahead and cook these for about 3 minutes, just until they start to release some of that moisture and start to develop just a little bit of color. I don't really like a browned mushroom, but that's just me. But you go ahead and cook them as long as you want to, maybe 5 minutes if you want to. And I'll go ahead and add the asparagus. I'll cook that until it turns a nice dark green, and then add the spinach. So the asparagus I cooked it about 2 minutes, and then the spinach I'm only cooking this about a minute. I just want to wilt it down, add a little bit more salt, and now I'll add my chives. So everything has softened up nicely, and I'll go ahead and remove this to my plate, and then I can get started on my eggs. So I wiped out my pan, and now I'm going to melt another half a tablespoon of butter, and we will just pour the eggs straight in here. I reduced my heat to low because remember I said I want these to cook kind of soft and I want them to be kind of creamy. So I'm just going to swirl them around a little bit to make sure that they cook evenly and that top does set up nicely for me. I want the eggs to be kind of set up. I don't want them to be real runny. I'll go ahead and give them a little bit of salt. And once the eggs start to set up just a little bit more, I'm going to put the chives on top. I don't want them to be runny when I put the chives on because all of the chives will pile up in one spot. So I do kind of like the taste of fresh chives too, so these won't cook down as much as they did when I put them in the filling. So I'm not adding a lot of chives, probably about a tablespoon total. Now I see that the eggs have set up. They're not runny anymore, so I turned off the heat, and now I can add my filling. Okay, and it's not finished unless I have a little bit of cheese on here, so I'm just grating in some hard cheese. You can use like a Parmesan if you like. That would be fine. And now I'll just remove it to my plate. I'm just going to give it one flip over. There you can see how the inside is kind of creamy and soft and the outside is done, but it's not brown because that's because I cooked it on low heat, very low heat. And there you have it. I'd also like to invite you to head on over to my channel page where you can click on my G+ there. It'll take you over to my Google Plus page where you can click on collections, and you will find some more spring recipes over there. So thanks so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.